Imagine this, it's 2010, and you're a software developer named Laszlo Hanyecz. You've got a new, shiny digital currency called Bitcoin, but it's barely worth anything. In fact, at this moment, Bitcoin is so undervalued, most people have no idea what to make of it. What if I told you that you could use this, nothing, currency to buy a pizza? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. On May 22, 2010, Laszlo spent 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 pizzas. Back then, 10,000 Bitcoins were worth just $41. Fast forward to today, and that same 10,000 Bitcoin is worth nearly $1 billion. That's right, what seemed like an innocent pizza purchase is now considered one of the most famous transactions in the history of cryptocurrency. But why does this matter? And more importantly, what does it tell us about the future of money? Let's dive in. Back in 2010, Bitcoin was far from mainstream. It wasn't even close to being the digital gold it's seen as today. The idea of Bitcoin being worth anything significant was laughable. Yet Laszlo took a leap of faith, believing in a new technology that could change the world. But it wasn't about the pizzas. It was about the potential. Laszlo didn't know it at the time, but that 10,000 Bitcoin transaction would later become an iconic moment in crypto history. It wasn't just an early example of cryptocurrency being used in a real-world transaction. It was the beginning of something much bigger. So, here's the real question, would you have done it? Would you have spent those 10,000 Bitcoins for something as trivial as a pizza, knowing what we know now about the value of Bitcoin? Let's pause for a moment and imagine something crazy. Picture yourself with $1 trillion in your hands. A legacy. You're told you can use this money however you want, but here's the catch, every decision you make shapes the future of humanity. It's on you. The future of society, the environment, technology, and more is at your fingertips. Now, imagine what it could feel like to wield that kind of power. Does it scare you? Excite you? What would you do with that wealth? Would you hoard it, or would you invest in something that benefits everyone? This scenario isn't as far-fetched as it sounds. Just like Laszlo's early Bitcoin investment, the decisions you make with money today can have consequences for generations to come. Let's take a step back in time. In the 18th century, a man named Benjamin Franklin made an interesting decision. He left a sum of money in his will, setting it aside to grow over time through compound interest. The money wasn't meant for his family or close friends. Instead, Franklin's goal was for future generations to benefit from this windfall. The money he invested grew steadily over 2 centuries, eventually amounting to a vast fortune. Franklin's experiment wasn't about immediate gratification. It was about patience, foresight, and understanding the true power of time and compound interest. Just like Franklin's vision, Bitcoin has a similar potential. You might not see the value of Bitcoin today, but in 10, 15, or 20 years, it could be worth more than you could ever imagine. Think about it, Bitcoin, in its early days, was seen as a gamble. But for those who held on, it turned into a financial revolution. Now, let's talk about the future. You've got that $1 trillion, or maybe it's Bitcoin or something else. How do you use it? Do you put it all into high-risk ventures, hoping to multiply it? Or do you look at long-term investments that will stand the test of time? When Laszlo spent those 10,000 Bitcoins, he had no idea he was potentially letting go of a fortune. But maybe, just maybe, the true power was never in the pizzas or the initial transaction. The real value was in his ability to believe in the future. The real question now isn't about Bitcoin or Laszlo, it's about how we, as individuals, perceive the value of time, patience, and vision. When it comes to wealth, the story isn't always about instant returns. Sometimes, the best thing to do is simply hold on. But let's bring it back to the present. If you were to gain control of a fortune, how would you choose to shape the future? A billion-dollar legacy isn't about stockpiling wealth, it's about making decisions that impact the long term. Think about the causes you care about: education, healthcare, sustainability. If you could steer $1 trillion fortune toward one of these areas, where would you put your energy? Just like Laszlo's $41 pizza order, small decisions today can have ripple effects that go far beyond what we expect. As we wrap up, remember this, the true value of an investment is often measured in time, not immediate returns. Laszlo's pizzas, Benjamin Franklin's compound interest, and the future of Bitcoin all share one thing in common: they relied on the passage of time. You might not see the returns today, but imagine where your decisions could lead you 10 or 20 years from now. Bitcoin's rise was no accident, it was about holding on and believing in the long game. So, ask yourself this, are you playing the short game or are you making decisions today that will change the future? In the end, Laszlo's Bitcoin pizza was far more than just a purchase, it was a moment that encapsulated the very essence of belief, vision, and the unknown potential of cryptocurrency. Bitcoin wasn't just about money, it was about a future that could be shaped by those bold enough to embrace it. So, the next time you think about spending your money or investing in something new, remember this: sometimes, the real value lies in waiting, in believing, and in seeing the bigger picture. What will your legacy be? And what will you do with the power of time on your side?